This is part one of me changing Ebike Fuse for the first time, so I'm just learning. I'll just show you what I've learnt. Lesson one, it's got two fuses. It's got a fuse for the charging circuit and one for the discharge circuit. So one of it's for when you're charging up, I don't know what one, and the other one is when you're actually using it. So if the discharging one goes, then you'll instantly have no power. But if the charging one goes, you'll still have power until it runs out of charge, because it can't charge itself up anymore. First of all, I would say use AI search engines, like Google Gemini, Grok from X, ChatGPT, etc. Because you might even find the actual battery you've got, but you'll get excellent information. And I even get a YouTube video of my battery from Yossi Power. Here I've used Google Gemini Flash, and I've put in about Yossi Power Fuse, and it's giving me a video from the Yossi Power site, so I can even watch that. And also I asked it why they have two fuses.
Many e-bike batteries, including those from Yossi Power, have two fuses to provide separate protection for different circuits within the battery system. This is a common and important safety feature. The two fuses typically serve these purposes. 1. Charging fuse. This fuse is dedicated to the charging circuit. It protects the battery from a sudden power surge or short circuit that could occur during the charging process. This is particularly important because the charging current is usually much lower than the discharge current. 2. Discharging fuse. This fuse is on the power output side of the battery. Its purpose is to protect the bike's components, like the motor and controller, and the battery itself from a short circuit or overcurrent situation while the bike is in use. The discharging fuse is rated for a much higher amperage than the charging fuse, because the motor draws significantly more power. By having two separate fuses, the system can isolate a problem. For example, if there's a short in the charging cable or port, only the charging fuse will blow, leaving the main battery and the bike's motor circuit unaffected. Conversely, if a fault occurs in the motor controller, the discharging fuse will trip, protecting the battery from potential damage.
Typically you'll need to open the battery. I think modern ones might have an external compartment, which makes a lot of sense, because you don't really want to be opening your battery because it's very dangerous. You can kill yourself, basically, from what I understand. But most of us at the moment will need to open our battery. Like I say, for most of us there's two fuses. There's a fuse for the charge circuit, one for the discharge circuit, and it seems that the charge one, the amp rating will be a lot lower, so that means it will blow at a lot lower amp rating, which is current. And discharge will be much higher because that lets much higher currents through, when you're actually using it. So charge is when you're charging it up, that's that circuitry, and discharge is when you're actually using it. It seems most of them use the blade type. This is the type you get in car batteries, cars. And usually, they're really cheap, these things. You can buy them, online as multi-packs of different amp ratings. And see, that thing blows in the middle there. It's basically just a wire, really, a fuse wire. So this is what you got. That one looks to be 10 amp rating. So anything over 10 amps, that should blow. And this one looks to be 50 amps. Is that right? So this is probably the one for the discharge, for when I'm actually using. Yeah, this big one seems to be 50 amps, so this will be for the discharge thing, I think, because it's much higher than the other one. So that means that I can let a current over 50 amps through, before it will blow. So that tells you how dangerous that is, really. The other one's red and it's 10 amps. This is what came with my e-bike battery. So I bought a kit from Yossi Power. And if you look in the Yossi Power website, YouTube channel, they've got videos on this which should help. So if the current goes over 10 amps, that'll blow in the middle, and that's what I should find in my battery. I'm speaking as somebody clueless about this, but I reckon most of us should discharge the battery, because they're really dangerous, because all that stored energy, and they can do high power as well, so you've got high voltage, high current in there, right? So I think in this one I can tell here, I'm not sure if I actually have to have that powered on or something, but I think this is discharged because I've left it for a long time, months, you know, because I get depressed about it and just left it. But yeah, I think the other way if I was going to try and discharge it, the only way I can think of is to actually turn the bike upside down in your house and keep using the motor until it runs out, you know. So that's if it's and because that's if you want to get it to discharge. I don't know what you would do if you blow the discharge fuse, you know, because then it's still charged. Probably, I don't know. But mine's the charged fuses probably went, so that's what I'm going to do for this because yeah, it's empty now. I think I'm pretty sure it's empty. I also tried charging it up and it just gave me the straight green light all the time, and that usually means it's a broken circuit. Yeah, here I've got it connected and it's a green light just on all the time, and that means it's an open circuit basically. It's not charging. I think usually it changes a different colour when it's charging, red or something, but when I put this in, something should happen to that. Nothing's happening, so I think that means it's an open circuit. It's not charging, and I wouldn't expect it because the fuse is blown, I think. I hope. This one's a Halon battery. I don't know enough about it, but I'm pretty sure when I used to do this, it would tell me how much charge was in it. So if there's nothing, I don't think there's any charge. Don't quote me on that though. I mean, people that know what they're doing, they they'll know how to handle it if it's still got charge in it. But most of us, I really think you should try and discharge it totally. I mean, it is ironic, like opening the seal of this breaks the warranty, etc. But Yosipower said if you're just changing the fuse, it's okay. Well, they said that in a YouTube comment, so I don't know that for a fact, but that's what they replied. But it is ironic that we've got to go in just to change a fuse, you know, it's just poor design. This actually happened to me in my first trip out, and I came back in the dark and I was trying to take the battery off the frame, which you do with this lock thing, as you unlock it. But on the other side is the charge point, and because it was dark I didn't know, and because I didn't know the battery well, and I touched that. Spark went, I got a spark, you know, so hopefully it's a fuse. It still had charge in it and I could still use it, so I don't think it was a discharge, I think it was a charge fuse. Alright, I'll put a link to part 2.